Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Alpha Crawler, which is the Build-A-Figure for the first series of Mattel Halo 6-inch figures. And as a standalone figure, this is really cool, just aesthetically pleasing and definitely different. It's not just a human or an alien, it's really just kind of different. It looks cool on your shelf. So, it doesn't have packaging, of course, because, you know, it's got pieces thrown into each character's box. So we'll go ahead and move on to the size here. It's about, I'd say about 6.5 inches long, and then about 5 inches tall. And of course, that all depends on how you've got the legs posed and the jaws posed and everything. So just take that with a grain of salt. As far as articulation goes, it's pretty good. It improves upon a lot of the problems that the McFarlane one had, as far as loose joints and things, so that's definitely nice. I'll go ahead and start up at the head here. He's got hinged jaws, which are nice. They've got a nice range of motion there. He's got a ball peg at the back of the head, and then in the torso here, it's basically a double ball peg. It's got like an actual peg in there because it's Build-A-Figure, it has to come apart, but it functions as a double ball peg there. In the shoulders here, it's got ball hinges with a nice range of motion. They do swivel 360, but the top piece here will get in the way. There are hinged elbows with a swivel, and then there's a hinge in the foot or the wrist here. And then on the back half of the figure, there are ball hinged hips that do swivel 360, hinged knees, they go backwards. This is as far forward as they go, and then they go backwards from there. Then there's a hinge at this, I guess you'd call it an ankle, and then there is another hinge with a really limited range of motion down here at the second ankle. So as far as articulation goes, it's definitely well done, and it's not loose like the McFarlane one was. Now I want to talk about this as a Build-A-Figure. Is it worth buying all of the other figures just to get this one here? And for some people it's going to be yes, and others it's going to be no. It really just depends on, you know, how much you're willing to spend to get another figure. For me personally, if I was, you know, only not interested in one figure, it might be worth picking it up just to finish a Build-A-Figure, but to others it might not be worth it. And then you're basically stuck with a worthless part. If you're only going to pick up Master Chief or whatever, you've got this part that they could have put the money into another accessory, but they've put it into this piece that encourages you to buy more action figures. So I don't really like that. Another thing that I'm a little concerned about is, you know, the fact that in later series they could put out another Master Chief figure from Halo 5, and I honestly don't want to have two Master Chief figures. But if, you know, they're going to pack in a Build-A-Figure for a different Build-A-Figure, I might be tempted to buy another figure that I'm not interested in just to get that piece. So I'm not really, I don't want that to happen. Like, I don't want to just feel obligated to buy figures just to finish a Build-A-Figure. So that's some problems that I have with just the idea of a Build-A-Figure. Nothing really against this figure, I guess, as a whole. So I guess you're probably wondering, is it worth it to track all of the figures down? And I could say, yeah. All of the other figures I think were good to great. So there's none that are just like, oh, this figure is awful. You know, I wouldn't have bought it unless it, you know, if it didn't come with the Build-A-Figure piece. I don't feel like that on any of the figures. So I definitely, you know, think that they're all worth tracking down just as, you know, as their own figure. And then if you get this as a pack-in, it's an added bonus. So some people are probably not going to like that answer, but that's kind of the way I feel there. If you don't want to buy, I think it's the Air Assault. I'm not for sure, I'd have to check that. But if you don't want to buy whichever figure comes with this piece here, you can get away with it It looks a little strange, but you could definitely get away with, you know, posing it like this. It doesn't look that strange to me. Obviously, it looks better with this Build-A-Figure piece on, but you could get away with, you know, you've got basically a full figure here without that piece. So just keep that in mind as well. But if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.